Hi everyone, my name is CohhCarnage. I'm here with another Thoughts video, this time on Kingdom Hearts 3. I began my Kingdom Hearts experience 4 weeks ago now, with Kingdom Hearts 1. In that time, I played or watched every single Kingdom Hearts game up into Kingdom Hearts 3, and I just finished my first run of the game, and here are my thoughts on it. The Kingdom Hearts franchise is pretty great. The two words that I would use for the Kingdom Hearts franchise are wholesome, fun. Very similar to the words that I'd use for a Disney movie. Now, I didn't play any Kingdom Hearts games for pretty much my entire life. In fact, I saw it many times throughout the last 13 years. Every time I saw it, I thought it looked like a kid's game. I saw Donald and Goofy with the main characters. I thought this is probably one of the most fan-servicey things I've ever seen. I was under the impression that it was basically just a product designed to sell Disney products to video gamers. Never really thought it was very good or interesting. And I frankly just passed it my entire life. So then we raised a bunch of money for charity. Thanks, chat. And one of the charity reward goals was to play through Kingdom Hearts, because a lot of people knew that I'd never played it and they just wanted to watch me suffer through it. So I said, you know what, fine. I'll play through a game I don't like. And, you know, it's for charity. That's fine. So cut to now. I have learned a lot of things in the last month playing through Kingdom Hearts. The biggest thing that I think I need to start with is Kingdom Hearts as a franchise is much more of a game than I thought it was. It is very much a Disney experience. The dialogue and especially the stories inside the world are pretty tropey Disney normal things. So, you know, I wasn't hugely surprised there. But one of the things that really did surprise me with Kingdom Hearts is the depth of the systems, as well as the overall story, the part that connects the Kingdom Hearts world. What I thought would be a very basic, rudimentary, easy to follow story actually turned into a very complex, convoluted, what the hell is going on experience for everything up until Kingdom Hearts 3, and actually a lot in Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. But it definitely surprised me. And by the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, I was pretty much hooked into seeing what's going on. So the first thing I'm going to say in this thoughts video is, if you've never tried Kingdom Hearts, if you're like I was a month ago and you just swore the whole thing off, you might want to give it a look. Especially for somebody who, again, was probably just like you and didn't really have any interest in it, it turned out a lot better than I expected. But then that's going to bring into the next thing that I think that's important. And this is kind of like a life lesson that I've learned in the last month that I think applies to a lot of people as well. It certainly did to me. Sometimes it's okay just to have goofy, wholesome fun. And, you know, I think that's one of the things that has made it so I really haven't seen any like Disney movies for the past 15 years, last month excluded. And also that I never really gave Kingdom Hearts a try. A lot of times I feel in life we just kind of see something, we get older, we get a little bit jaded, and then we see something and immediately assume, oh, this is for kids, or oh, this is for a younger audience, so I'm going to have zero interest in this. There's nothing in this for me. And because that's what I did for the last 34-ish years. And one of the things that I've really realized is and maybe having a kid helped with this, is there's a lot to be gained by wholesome entertainment. Even if it is geared towards kids, there's timeless themes in these things that really will hit home and people should be able to relate to from any walk of life. And that is definitely a lesson that I had to kind of relearn over the last month. And I have to say the Kingdom Hearts games, as well as catching up on movies for Kingdom Hearts 3 in the last week, I have seen Big Hero 6, Tangled, Frozen, Lilo and Stitch, all these movies for the first time. And it's been kind of fun kind of rediscovering that little bit. So anyway, on to the reason you're probably here, and enough about all this stuff. Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay. Kingdom Hearts 3 is a great game. It basically is kind of the same definition I would give a Disney movie. It is relatively easy to digest, wholesome, fun. Now, interestingly, even though the whole Kingdom Hearts story is definitely not very easy to digest, because it takes a lot of twists and turns through many different games, the third game does a pretty good job of, similar to long-term animes that have been running for season after season after season. A lot of times these animes will have almost entire episodes where they will just be like reviewing the plot. And I noticed in Kingdom Hearts 3 over and over and over that anytime something would happen, either a side character or the main character would kind of catch you up with what was going on. So Kingdom Hearts 3 is actually probably one of the easier to follow Kingdom Hearts out there. And they also a lot of times kind of like solidify things that have only been kind of mentioned in previous games. Like, oh, this person is that person because this thing happened. Yuck. And it's like, damn, Goofy, is that what happened? Okay, thanks. You know, and that happened over and over. And also a lot of plot exposition would be repeated throughout the entire game. So it made it kind of easy to follow, which is not necessarily the same as previous games. So that was a big boon. Also in Kingdom Hearts 3, where the worlds in Kingdom Hearts 1 I felt were just drab. I felt the Kingdom Hearts 1, like Kingdom Hearts 1 world, you could tell they were just kind of like seeing what they could do with Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 2 worlds, not that great, but the overall story in the game was fantastic. Kingdom Hearts 3 is where I finally kind of feel that Disney has nailed the Disney worlds in Kingdom Hearts. I enjoyed all of the worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3 better than pretty much any other world in any other game. They all had unique mechanics. Some of them had entirely unique features, like the Pirates of the Caribbean world. They were all large, except the Big Hero 6 world, but arguably it is pretty big if you want to explore around. They're all large. They're alive. They felt great. And also the characters and the stories, because finally technology is where it is. Just to give you an example, the Toy Story world, I'm pretty sure looked better in KH3 than when the movie actually came out years ago. It's kind of wild where, like, the movies that I would watch this last week, I would come and play them in KH3 and honestly would not be able to tell the difference. It's kind of wild. And really the last Kingdom Hearts were not really up to this point, but this one is, and it's palpable. It feels cool being able to like watch a movie and then come into the game the next day and like see all the characters basically exactly how they looked in the movie, and in many cases with their same voice actors right there in front of you. So that was pretty awesome. Now to get to some of the other stuff, gameplay was solid. The worlds were great. The story was really good. I definitely had to compose myself a little bit for the ending multiple times. The ending was classic Disney KH cumulative, all sorts of stuff happening, lots of feels. It was pretty fun. But I do real quick before we go want to talk about a few little things that unfortunately gave me a bit of pause. The combat system is nice, but it's almost too much. KH3 gives you so many things to do in combat that it becomes a little lost sometimes. Like for instance, KH3, there are these things called links or summons. I almost never used them. I used them to see what they were, but there was really no reason to use them in combat because there were so many other things to do. And which is unfortunate because some of the game's kind of iconic characters were in those summons. We never got to really see them. Also, there's a new mechanic called attractions. I really didn't like that system at all. Basically, it lets you kind of summon different Disney rides into the game that are extremely powerful. They all have their own kind of like big glitz and glam to them. But at the end of the day, and this kind of all ties into the next thing I'm going to say, the game is just easy. It's a really, really easy game. I died one time in this entire run on Proud Mode, and the only time I died was when I was trying to fight a robot in the Toy Story world outside of a robot suit, and I accidentally got stuck in a wall and got womboed. It's the only time I died. And honestly, if I'd been paying half attention and not reading chat, I wouldn't have died there. So it's the kind of thing where I didn't really overlevel, I didn't really grind too much, and I could have slept walk through the entire game. That was a little disappointing, to be honest, because the challenge in 2 was pretty good. I really enjoyed the challenge in 2. It kind of kept you on your toes, and I just didn't get that feeling in 3 at all. Now, of course, it is important to mention that the only thing I've done in this game is I've beaten the main story. There are optional bosses or side bosses, and I didn't really do any of those. So maybe that's where the challenge is. And also it's important to mention for those that really want to get a challenge out of the game, there is a no XP mode. So if you choose to, you can decide at the beginning of the game not to level, and I'm sure that would dramatically increase the difficulty. So those are important things to keep in mind as well. But anyway, this has been a long video, so I'm going to go ahead and get to the end here. Kingdom Hearts 3 is a hard recommend from me for Kingdom Hearts fans. If you are very interested in this and you're wanting to try it, but the next question out of your mouth is, can I play Kingdom Hearts 3 without playing the other games? You could. and the repeated exposition of the plot might make it somewhat watchable, but you will not get the full experience if you do not at least watch the other games. Definitely playing them is preferred, but you do have 6-7 games plus movies to get through to catch up. So a lot of people may not have the time for that. But I do need to say that I strongly recommend that if you want to experience Kingdom Hearts in full, that you play the previous titles up to now. And as somebody who has spent the last month doing it, I can tell you it's worth it. Takes a lot of time, but it was a pretty standalone experience, and a pretty phenomenal one at that. So yeah, that's about it. That's my thoughts on Kingdom Hearts and really the Kingdom Hearts franchise as a whole. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope to see you for our next thoughts video, and have an absolutely great rest of your day. See you next time.